Now, let's look a little deeper into the format. You will be guided through each section with instructions. Make sure you listen and read carefully along the way. You're allowed to take notes throughout the exam, but they will be collected at the end. You cannot leave with anything that you have written during the test. Because the speaking and writing sections will need to be scored by trained ETS professionals, all of your scores will be recorded online and by mail. We'll talk more about scoring next. The score is the sum of all skill areas. TOEFL score reports provide valuable information about a test taker's readiness to participate and succeed in academic studies in an English-speaking environment. Some reports include core skill scores and total scores. The TOEFL IBT test scores in all 4 skill areas and gives you a total score. The TOEFL score reports provide valuable information about a test taker's readiness to participate and succeed in an academic environment in an English-speaking country. Some reports include the TOEFL IBT test provides score reports in 4 skill areas and gives you a total score. The TOEFL score reports give valuable information about a test taker's readiness to participate and succeed in academic studies in an English-speaking environment. Scores are reported online approximately 10 days after the test. Test takers can view their scores online at no charge. Colleges, universities, and agencies receive paper score reports if the test taker has selected them as score recipients. A paper copy of the score report is mailed to the test taker only upon request. Test takers' score reports also include performance feedback. That indicates whether their performance was high, medium, or low, and describes what test takers in each score range typically know and can do with the English language. This is what you will receive, a sample TOEFL IBT report. This is a sample TOEFL IBT score report. The TOEFL score reports This is a sample of what the TOEFL IBT score report looks like. So this includes all the information that was discussed in the previous slide. This is what your universities, agencies, or you will receive when you get the score report. Okay, so we have a couple of scoring frequently asked questions that I want to cover before we move on. So first, how do I get my scores? As I mentioned previously, your scores will be posted online in approximately 10 days after you've completed the exam. Then they will be mailed to the institutions that you select while you're taking the exam. Included in the registration fee that you pay are 1 online report for you and 1 printed score report if requested. Before we move on, I want to look at a couple of scoring frequently asked questions. Number 1, how do I get my scores? As we mentioned previously, your scores will be posted online in approximately 10 days after you complete the exam. Then, they will be mailed to the institutions that you selected while you took the TOEFL exam. Included in your registration fees are one online report and one mailed report for you if you requested it. You can also send up to 4 official reports that ETS will send directly to the institutions or agencies that you select before you take the test. Number 2, can I order additional score reports? Yes. For a small fee, you can send score reports to as many institutions as you choose. You can find more information about ordering additional score reports on the ETS website. Number 3, how long are scores valid? ETS will report scores for 2 years after the test date. 4, will institutions accept scores from previous tests? Well, there is no one answer for this question. You need to check with each institution or agency directly for the most correct response. Okay, so now we're looking at score requirements. Just as we mentioned, each institution sets its own requirements for TOEFL scores. Score requirements. So, just as we mentioned previously, each institution sets its own requirements for TOEFL scores. Test takers should consult their target institutions to determine their specific TOEFL score requirements. A list of colleges, universities, and agencies that accept the TOEFL scores and a list of institutional score requirements reported to ETS can be attained at www.TOEFLGoAnywhere.org. So, as you can see on the screen, you will be able to search according to many different criteria for what you're looking for. Resources. The ETS website There are also many resources that you can purchase or access online when preparing for the TOEFL exam. The ETS, or Educational Testing Service, publishes an official guide to the TOEFL test every year. This course There are many purchasable resources and online resources that you can find when preparing for the TOEFL exam. The ETS publishes updated versions of their official TOEFL guide often. And actually, this course that you are taking is based on the most updated TOEFL guide. You can access the paper version of this TOEFL guide for free at the American Center in the Diamond Plaza. There are also many other online resources for TOEFL IBT training, and we hope that you can use this guide and the American Center to supplement your journey and success on the TOEFL exam. Now, don't forget, you have some assignments. Look in your materials folder. You will find that you have 2 activities for the general introduction video, which is this. Make sure you've completed both before moving on to the next section. Good luck throughout your TOEFL exam, and I'll see you next time. So before we finish, I want to mention that you have 2 activities for this general introduction video. So please go to your materials that are collected for you under each section. Read the guide for the general introduction video. Okay, so before we finish, The last thing I want to mention are your activities. You have 2 activities for this general The last thing I want to mention is activities. Remember, you have 2 activities for this general introduction video. So please read through your guide and review all the materials before moving on to the next section. So I'll see you next time. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.